Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we're sitting very nicely right now in the championship standings. Our drivers sit second and fifth respectively, and in the team championship we just lost in this last race our lead, and now we're down 4 points in second position. So you can see here on the screen, part design, we are very close to having a new engine. And let's run through some of these other emails. And we've got another interview. Simple question, which one of your drivers is better? And we're not playing that game. And for some reason, that hurts our marketability. I have no idea why. That makes no sense to me. But welcome to the game. So that takes care of our emails. Again, our new engine is almost done. All right, there we go. New engine is ready. Now we just need to move forward a little bit to give time for the car repair to be completed. And there we have it. So now we've got 16 days, and we definitely want to use this new engine. Now I was able to get by without doing any repairs in this last race, but I'm not sure how much that's going to be the case going into the future. We'll see. All right, so new parts. Let's go back to the gearbox here. We're at 540, and you can see where we are on the standings. We're 6th. We're still not doing good in either one of these categories. But let's see, gearbox at 540. If I can get another one, at 540, I will be happy. That'll be another 40-point increase. On the engine, I would need to get a good deal higher. Let's see how much higher we can get, because it would need to be pretty large. Let's go ahead and do that. I know I've got these two. Okay, 647. That's pretty good. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's also take a look at what is in the next category. And let's see, there's the risk level, which could be useful if we went there, but it's really not worth it. The 3 days would be nice, but other than that, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. I like the plus 40 here, so that's good. Let's go ahead and get started building that. Roughly 1.1 million there. Okay, so we set up our work on reliability and move the slider all the way this direction and try to get what we can out of our engine, but again, we're not putting any real focus on that right now. So we'll let this move forward and try to get what we can. Okay, let's see where this puts us. All right, 78, that is plenty. And I say that because now I want to get our brakes back in there and see if we can get them up to around 70, if not ahead. Okay, let's look at our sponsors. We have the One Shot Velo, so we're 13th here and 6th here. This is the one we've been using. So, of course, all of these are first places, and I was really hoping to get a lot more upfront money here, but unfortunately, $400,000 is all we're going to get. So we'll take this offer. Okay, so now we're working on brakes, so 57. All right, let's see what we get. Now we're up to 75. Excellent. That is exactly what I wanted to see. And let's see, anything else? Let's go ahead and get these out, and let's see if that's where we want to go. I think so. We're in pretty good shape across the board, but let's start to work on just getting, every little bit that we can for the remainder of the year. Okay, looks like we've got some emails. So pit lane speed limit will be lower. That will mean you will take more time in the pits overall. Your pit lane delta will be higher, which will give you more incentive to make fewer pit stops is the idea. All right, more worrisome about, I hate to sound like a salesman here, but yeah, you just keep hoping on that. I'm not going to be too terribly worried about that. All right, so we've got our engine that is about to be finished, but we got a new vote, and this is for the pit lane speed limit. Again, I really don't care because I'm not planning on running another season. So I'm just going to once again abstain, and we're going to continue, skip to the end, and it's been approved. Okay, so a very tight vote actually on that one. Okay, let's go ahead and get our engine finished. There we go. So now that that's finished, we've gotten some extra help there. Of course, our new engine is not ready to race just yet, but we're going to go ahead and add this in for future work. Let's see what we can get. So 647. Let's see what a new engine can get for us. If I go here, 647, and now I can't even see what that says. I think it says 687. Great job on blending in everything so that I can't tell what that means. All right, so 687 is very nice. We have all 5 slots available here, so let's go back over and see what we've got. We got 540 there. Let's see if we can substantially beat 540. Now, I already know that I can't pick anything from this slot, but we do have 5 slots. And okay, I'm going to go ahead. These sort of cancel each other out. The plus 60 is awesome, but the additional 15%, then you take 10 away from that. I love the sound of that. That is pretty great. I'm tempted to do this one, but again, we'll see what happens. I like that, but again, risk level, don't like that part of it. So we'll go this way and spend a little extra time. Let's see. Okay, well, I was hoping that I might be able to get by with choosing 2 here, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, so plus 30 there. And I've got one more slot, and it looks like I'm going to go here. So that's 580. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and build it. So 580. And if we come back over here, you can see that is a good bit higher than anything else we have. We could have chosen to get 2 of those, but it wouldn't have been 2 quite as good, enough to make a jump from the 540. So a very nice jump ahead there. And then we'll probably look into some of these other parts as time moves on. At this particular point, though, performance-wise, I'm not really interested in increasing the max simply because we don't have really much time to focus on that right now. If we did, it'd be a little different story, but for now, really what I care about is this baseline number that we're going to start with. Okay, so we've got our engine running and increasing its reliability. Let's go ahead and move things forward. Of course, it won't be ready for this race, but we already knew that. So let's go ahead and prepare 6th or above. Hopefully we do better qualifying this time, better than the 10th place we did last time. And let's fit the parts to the car. Other than our new engine, let's see. Okay, so we're good. There we go. I like this. So we went from 611 to 627. Not a huge jump, but now we're going to go from 583 to 611. So we're continuing to move forward. And then, of course, for the next race, we should be able to move up once again. Gearbox, we're already using the 2 top gearboxes, and these other parts we have not really worried about so far this year. All right, so reliability looks to be in pretty good shape for this race. 74% looks to be our low. There's a 72. So I think we're going to be in good shape. We're going to be just outside that danger zone, that red zone, by the end of the race. But if that's where things turn out, then I think we're in good shape. So we're ready for round 6 in Dubai. Qualifying, I think, went pretty great for us this time. We ended up qualifying 4th and 6th. Now, we had to go through a ton of tires to get there, unfortunately. But 4th and 6th, great starting positions. We'll take a look at the knowledge bonuses. Race trim, 10%. And then super softs, 10% for Fetterman. And then our second car has the pit stop guru, which makes tire changes 50% faster. Now, setup. Our second car, a great setup. And you can see here, 96%. So we're in great shape there. Tire choice is mandated by the rules because we're in the top 10. The race length is 16 laps. You can see here, we're going to be able to last about 6 laps on this. It's going to be a 2-stopper. The setup wasn't near as good over here at 88%, so I made a few changes. Should be higher than that now. Again, same thing with the tires, and 6 laps of fuel. So strategy, I'm not going to push at the beginning because remember we're starting on worn tires around 70-72% wear remaining, but I am going to go ahead and push on the fuel. Okay, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get this race started. Turn on the automatic ERS because I could definitely do it better, that I'm sure, than the AI is going to do. However, I'm never going to remember to do it, so there's no sense in me even trying to go there. Now, it looks like everybody up front that's starting on the old tires is not pressing the issue on the tires, and our car is not doing well at the start. 5th and 8th, that's not terrible. But again, you want to keep as much position as you can as the 6th place car flies by us as if we're standing still. So yeah, definitely not a great start. You can see the cars starting to pass right by us. This seems to happen to us every race. And now we're just going to have to look forward to, even though we're not going to be able to last as long on our tires as we would the fuel. Again, I'll go ahead and pack it full of fuel so that it will hopefully make that first pit stop a little bit shorter. Like right there, why would you use your ERS at that particular spot on the track? You want to use it at the beginning of a straightaway, you know, coming off of a corner to a long straightaway so that you can get maximum benefit. But the AI doesn't seem to always do that. So now you can see we're back in 12th with one of the cars, so that's definitely not what we're looking for. If possible, we need to get about 5 to 6 laps out of this stint. Looks like we're going to be pretty close to that anyway. Both cars at about 40% wear remaining. And again, we've got down to, we're on the super softs, so we can get a little bit under 20 and still be fine before we hit the cliff. All right, I really don't want to stack them up, but it looks like that is how it's turning out. All right, so we're 8th and 11th right here. I'm actually going to bring in our 11th place car, and you can see the AI tortures me by taking up all of our tires. So we're going to be forced to go with the soft tires, and we're going to fill it full of fuel and go another 6 laps. Again, we need to go 12. This is showing 11, which I believe is going to be right, but really don't want to press the issue there. Down to 7 seconds on the stop without any mistakes. All right, so now we'll focus back in on our 5th place running car as some pit stops begin. We're going to have them push a little bit on these tires. Let's go ahead and queue up our pit stop. We have one more set of the super softs here, thank goodness. And really another one that we could use if we needed to. Okay, let's go ahead and let's give plenty of fuel. It shows 10 laps remaining. Hopefully we won't have to make any fixes in the pits. So you see that 4th and 5th place, 3rd as well, coming into the pits this time. So let's see what kind of pit stop we can pull out. And also, do we come out ahead of our teammate in 7th? So we've got, oh, a huge penalty. Great, another 11-second penalty. And all of the hard work we put in is now gone. So all the money you spend on having a great pit crew and all of that seems to be almost just a crapshoot as to whether or not it even pays out for you in the long term. So now we're running 8th and 15th, and we've got no choice, but we're going to have to push and just see if we can do anything here to come up with a position, a finishing position that's actually worth anything. A little bit of frustration here for me as I see my cars and they begin to just sort of, it looks like almost get out of the way and let other cars come by. which is definitely not what I want to see at this particular point in the race. All right, so 8th and 14th, nothing's changed there. 7th place car is going to be coming in for a pit stop. We're not running terrible, but this is not where we should be in the race. This is not it for us. Let's see how our parts conditions are doing. Okay, not too terribly bad. But we for sure got some work to do if we're going to get any sort of points. Remember, only the top 6 get points, and if we don't get any points out of this race, then that is going to kill us in the team standings. So I am less than thrilled at this particular point in time with how we're running. All right, so at this point, I am going to go full attack mode here for one final lap. Okay, so now we'll come in, and we're not going to have that many laps left. Let's see, 5 to 7, looks like 6 to 8. That's our best shot at it, and we're only going to have 4 laps remaining. Again, put a little extra fuel in there. Park condition, not wonderful, but not terrible either. And we're going to stay with that fast pit stop because I'm too stubborn to stop now. All right, let's go full attack mode and try to make up, because we've got a little bit of clean air here. We're going to keep an eye on our pit stop that is upcoming for our 2nd place car. And we're just going to try to see if we can make up some time out in this clean air. All right, so 6.6 seconds. That's a great pit stop. And we drop back to 7th, but we are in great shape, I think, going forward. All right, so now you can see we're going to have 3 laps remaining. And I'm going to go ahead and change that because we're going to need to put in a little bit of fuel anyway. 7 seconds. So we're on full attack mode right now, hoping that we can get a great pit stop, and with that great pit stop, get ourselves some track position and come away with a good finish. So we're up to 4th. Okay, so a good pit stop, relatively good anyway, 7.8 seconds, so not the best thing in the world, but not the worst either. So we're up to 4th here, and again, full attack mode. And I see no reason that I'm going to change that. You know, tires are definitely degrading, and okay, maybe I will. We're starting to lose some speed here, so I'm going to back off of that. At least it looks like we're losing some speed. Could have just been a little fresher tires for the competition, but we need very badly to score as many points as possible, and we are not setting ourselves up to do that right now at all. And 5th and 7th, that's not going to give us very many points at all. All right, final lap. Forget everything else. Let's go full overtake mode and get all we can get. I'm not sure if we can get to 6th from 7th, but we can get to 4th. Doesn't look like we're going to, though, because we can't seem to close in on them. And both cars using the ERS here at the very end. All right, so we'll come home 5th and 7th, which in terms of our championship hopes is pretty much disastrous. We're going to lose a lot of points here. We were already, I think, 4 points out of the lead, and this is going to crush us in the team championships. So definitely not what I was hoping for, but we're going to have to take our medicine here. We had a horrendous pit stop on one of our stops, which would have really helped out because of the car that finished 7th would have finished probably up in the top 5, if not on the podium. So again, we'll take our medicine and we'll move on. Okay, so 5th and 7th. So we'll come out with 2 points, and that is not what we wanted. The good news is Hammer, who was in first place, actually finished worse than we did. Wow. Okay, so maybe it's not going to be the end of the world here. All right, driver championship, we're a good bit behind. Okay, we're 15 points behind, which is definitely not good. But team championship, we actually, I think, gained a point. We're only 3 out now, so that is a lot better than I thought we were going to come through at. So it makes me feel a little bit better. Of course, then the other side of that is that what happens if we could have finished at least on the podium with one of our cars? Think of the point lead that we could have gained and the championship lead that we could have gained by doing so. But we're going to try not to focus on that and worry too much about it. Overall, a disappointing race, but in the championship grand scheme of things, not that bad. So we lose just a touch of marketability and a little bit of happiness because we were expected 4th and we came in 5th. But overall, definitely not the end of the world. We only lose 800 grand. So a nice total there. We're a little bit over $16.5 million remaining. So we're in great shape money-wise. We'll continue to spend that money all the way through the end of the season in every way that we can to give ourselves the absolute best chance of victories and ultimately a championship if possible. So thank you very much for joining me and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.